There's another thing that a lot of people make a mistake with when I talk to them, like, I have to go to work today. Change your language. I get to go to work today. Imagine you had no job. It'd be worse, right? So you get to go to work. I have to fix the car. At least you have a car. Most people don't got one. I have to go get the kids. You get to go get the kids because you have these beautiful children who love you. People's even their own language is wrong. Maybe I'm completely crazy. Maybe I'm full of shit. But the frames I've installed in my mind are all beneficial to me. If that makes me crazy and full of shit, good. Because I can't become depressed. And sometimes me and Tristan sit around. We miss the old days. Yes, I have all this money. Yes, I have a Bugatti, every car, diamond watch, mansion, blah, blah. Sometimes I miss sitting around with my brother in a tiny apartment with 22 pounds and thinking, fuck it, let's spunk it all on a kebab. That made me genuinely happy, spending all my last money on takeaway. Now I buy takeaway, doesn't do anything. Who cares?
Let's look at the war in Ukraine. Why have they sent all the women and children away? Why have they left the men to die? And why have they sent the women and children away from the war in Ukraine?
Bro, that's just how fucking things are.
But answer the question, though. He's asking you a question. Could you answer it?
But that's... You bet. If you're my friend, you just can't be a pussy. Well, I had a heart attack. Get the fuck up. The fuck's wrong with you? Go hospital later. Have a drink. Cigarette. Cup of coffee. Get back in the game. Fucking having heart attacks near me, little pussy. So none of my friends would even have those kind of problems because I don't roll with fucking little bitches. I saw some fucking kid in the newspaper the other day. You can recite pi to 200 decimals. That's nice. But you look like a geek. So who gives a fuck? Because you ain't gonna get laid. You're gonna go in the club start reciting pi to a hoe? You cannot just go through life, well, I'm a smart guy. It ain't enough. If I'm at a hotel and I'm eating, I'll finish the buffet and I'll go up to the chef and say, that was amazing, very good. Who's ever complimented a buffet chef? Nobody. They stand there all day, cooking all day, making very average food. And I'll eat his average ass food and go tell him good job. And his face will light up like you would not believe. I really believe in spreading positivity as a whole. I do believe in that. I mean, I'm sure there's people who hate me. There's people who are going to listen to this podcast and go, this guy's full of shit. This guy, da-da-da. But I don't need to lie about anything I've ever done.
What are your thoughts on guys who take their shirts off and dance on social media?
That's an interesting one.
I think you could also argue that boxing is a dance.
It's a bit different than a TikTok dance.
I mean, you are still on display.
But my life is on the line.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I usually don't have like the threat of my nose being broken.
Oh, forget the nose being broken. I've seen 5 people die. I don't want to sit here and brag and talk about the things I've done to people. There are people who will never be the same again after they stepped in the ring with me. Ever again. I've seen screaming wives crying over their lifeless husband. When you step in that ring, it's a different level. It's not a TikTok dance. It's actually extremely disrespectful. I know you didn't mean to disrespect, but it's extremely disrespectful to even insinuate that. It's not a TikTok dance. It's life and death. It's gladiators. It's a completely different realm.
Have you not experienced mental health? No.
Zero.
Okay, so how do you cope with stress and situations?
If I'm stressed or I'm frustrated, then I understand it's my time to perform. And I agree that society puts huge pressure on men. As a man, you either perform or you don't. There's no safety net like there is for females. Females can wake up and say, I don't feel like it. The men who say I can't feel like it cannot compete with the men who do not say that. The man who goes to the gym every single day, regardless of how he feels, will always beat the man who goes to the gym when he feels like going to the gym. Let me tell you something. As much as you want to sit here and disagree with me, it's women who decide who the winner is. Suicide is for cowards, and the point I was making is that a lot of these people who kill themselves, you have children. I don't care how sad you are. I don't care how sad you are. You have kids. And let's forget the kids thing. When you come along and say to me, oh, Tate, I'm depressed. I don't want to live anymore, or whatever. Do you have any idea how disrespectful that is to your parents? Think of the shit your parents went through to get your ass alive, to feed you, the doctor's appointment, taking your ass to school, waking up, feeding you, the money they had to make, all that shit they went through. So 20 years later, you can say you're sad and jump off a fucking bridge?
Who the fuck on the planet actually uses Siri? Hey Siri, can you Google the nearest gay sauna?
Oh, I'm going this way. Car comes up to the junction here. As I'm coming down the road, I watched the lady look this way, look directly at me, and then pull out. She looked directly at me. Managed to go around the car. So as she's pulled out here, I managed to kind of go around the car and hit the curb here and crash. I will not have nerds as children. I refuse to have a nerd carry the name Tate. If my son is a nerd, one of us has to die, him or me, and I'll challenge him to Mortal Kombat. When I talk about the Matrix, it primarily applies to men because men are the backbone of the slave force. We always have been and always will be. And unfortunately now, if you're a law-abiding man inside the Matrix, your future and the life that is laid out for you is nothing but depressing. You're going to go to school, you're going to get in debt, you're going to get a job, you're going to get a wife, divorce is coming, you're going to lose the house eventually, your job's shit, inflation's outpacing your wages, you're going to work, no one's going to appreciate it, now you're old. That is the Matrix for 99% of